Right, we'll pass on straight to our next one.
Oh my god.
Right, okay. She put something interesting down the sofa. There's 100 quid down the sofa. What else would you like to see down the sofa? What would you like to see down the sofa? Imagine it's right out. Put your hand down the sofa, you pull out a bottle of wine. Yeah, okay. Right, so your answer, 100 quid and a bottle of wine. Don't need that much more excitement, 100 quid, you can buy loads of bottles of wine. Right, well you put some things. Paul, what do you want down the back of the sofa?
What I want in the back of the sofa?
What do you want down the back of the sofa, Paul? Pint of Guinness. That might be hard to keep down the back of the sofa. Maybe a crate, a keg. It's a fictional sofa, you can do what you like. Right, okay, there's a £100 bottle of wine and a keg of Guinness down the back of the sofa. Hey, let me hear your reaction now! Welcome to the stage, Mr. Iain McDowell!
Fuck, sorry, I might not have disappeared off the stage, just 1 second. Well, as you can probably tell by that entrance, I've never fucking done this before. And as you can also probably tell, I'm not going to be on this. As you can also probably tell by looking at me, I don't get sex very often. It doesn't help, first of all, that I look like a pathetic version of Blurry Guitarist Graham Coxon. Nor does it help that I look like the illicit love child of Super Baz McLovin on Channel 4 campus fuck fashion guru Goplan. It also really doesn't help that I look like a gaunt, emaciated version of Mr. Muscle suffering from a terminal illness. And worst of all, it really doesn't help. I look like Sung Kyu Cho. Don't know if you remember him, but he was a South Korean teenager who gunned down 32 of his fellow students in the Virginia Tech massacre in 2007. That really doesn't go down well with him. And the really obvious one though is, as you can probably tell, I'm the one, and this has happened on numerous occasions, I'm the one that stand-up comics point to and say, "Where's Wally? There he fucking is." That's never a good start to a night out on a date with a woman. But what also probably contributes to my lack of a sex life is the fact that I still live at home with my mother, my brother, my grandmother, and my very bitey dog. And so bringing a woman home after a night out to have sex is it's like a fucking obstacle course. First of all, I need to get my acquaintance past the dog without getting the legs bitten off her. And then whenever I've managed that, next up is my brother, my younger, much more desirable brother, all firm muscles and cock bulging out of his shields. And I need to get her past him without her seeing him and thinking, you know, I'd much rather he whip me than this pathetic shit. The next one though is my mother, my adorable mother. She will insist on making a cup of tea for both of us. She says, "Oh, you'll have a wee cup of tea." I'll make us a wee cup of tea. I'll go on, yeah, have a wee cup of tea. Janice, will you fuck off? I just want to get the leg over here. But finally, the final hurdle, and worst of all, is my grandmother, the mad fucking bat. Jesus. My grandmother, as I'm sure most of an older generation are, they're very set in their ways. Well, my grandmother has a very hard line of questioning. Is she a Catholic? Because she looks like a Catholic. She will maybe be. I have no grandson of mine dipping his wick into a thing, but Granny, that's enough of that. Jesus. Yes, sorry. Another massive factor in, well, as I said, I live still at home with my family, and I actually share a bedroom. We live in a very small house. I share a bedroom with my brother, and not only that, it gets worse. It gets a lot worse. We sleep in bunk beds. I'm a 23-year-old man, and I sleep in a bunk bed. Bunk fucking beds. And I don't know if anyone here has ever tried bringing a woman home. Paul, have you ever crawled onto a bunk bed?
Yeah, all the time.
You have? Good man. You'll have to show me the ropes later on. Because, I try this on occasion, and as you can imagine, it's a bit of a passion killer. First of all, there's a very awkward process of trying to get it up the wobbly ladder at the side, which, I mean, it's especially difficult if, like me, you're a 9 stone weight, and on the nights I bring home a sort of, you know, a hefty bird. It's a bit of a disaster, but you know, eventually we get there, and then the next problem occurs. Now, my bunk beds, they're wonky as fuck, and any repetitive rhythmic movements, they're a recipe for disaster, quite frankly. The bed creaks, it swings, it's just meant to collapse. And yeah, sexed up with me on a bunk bed is very much like a precarious yet very underwhelming roller coaster ride. It's total catastrophe. But recently, actually, just the other week, I managed to talk a very attractive young lady, I think she says to myself, into taking me back to her place, hence avoiding all the bunk bed and the obstacle course. And everything was going swimmingly. Couldn't have gone any better, in fact. And we got back, had a drink at her place, and she invited me up to the bedroom. Now, I think things are going the right way, but instead of what I had in mind, she opened her wardrobe to show me her selection of high-heeled shoes. Not what I had in mind, I'm sure you agree. Now, I don't know about you, gents, but I get this quite a lot. I'll be, yeah, the high-heeled shoes, yes. People show me their collection of high-heeled shoes. But particularly so, I could be chatting to a woman in a bar, half an hour in, I've bought a copious amounts of drinks, everything's going quite well. And then she'll utter these 3 devastating, soul-destroying words. You just said it, I think, yeah. Yeah, you know. Yes, I then hear these 3 words. Are you gay? Yeah, women, strange thing is, women adore me, women love me, women want to hug me, cuddle me, stroke me, touch me. You do. I'm a very lovable man. I said that in a much too calm voice, didn't I? But yeah, women want to, you know, stroke me, stroke my hair, wear my glasses, all this. But for some mysterious reason, despite having a salon around the Pink Panther's tail, women just don't want to fuck me. Another contributing factor to my sporadic sex life is probably the quality of the advice and mentoring I've received over the years. It hasn't been very high, to be honest. My biggest tutor, educator, influence on my romantic thinking has been my boss. He's a big, bald, country bumpkin of a man, and he's solely got one thing on his mind. That's how to get a good, hard, dirty ride. My boss, I work in the glamorous world of farm animal feed manufacture, and my boss is a real country man. And most of my colleagues, in fact all of them, are much like me, sex-starved and sex-obsessed. The most valuable piece of advice my boss ever given to me was this. It's the quiet ones you need to watch. They're the ones that will give you a blowjob when you're driving. You can take that one with your chance. It is true. It is actually true. It does work. And I have never found out, actually, I'll be honest. Just let me consult my notes for 1 second. Oh yes, yeah, well, yeah, sorry. Like I said, I still live at home with my mother. Paul, enough of your crap. I'm over that one here. Like I said, I still live at home with my mother. I don't mean to be rude, sorry. Paul, I don't mean to be a cheeky cunt, but I've never done this before. I'm nervous as fuck, you know. Like I said before, I still live at home with my mother, and I noticed quite recently that someone had bought her, post-Christmas, someone had bought her a new fragrance. It was outspoken by Fergie. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you know Fergie, but Fergie is the vivacious lead singer of the Black Eyed Peas, all scantily clad, loud mouth, fine on her lovely lady humps. My mother, sorry, I'm parched. My mother is a 49-year-old nurse, a Sunday school teacher, charity shop worker, and friend of the senior citizens. I don't think my mother is exactly what Fergie and her marketing crowd had in mind whenever they were launching Outspoken by Fergie. But for me, this says more about the person who bought the gift. It says one of two things. That first of all, they're either a lazy fucking shite, and they lifted Outspoken by Fergie off the shelf and said, Outspoken by Fergie, fuck that in the basket, it'll do rightly. Or else it says this. There was great thought put into the gift. The buyer lifted Outspoken by Fergie off the shelf and said, Outspoken by Fergie. So I guess that loudmouth trollop with a plaster makeup. The one always banging over her tits. I know who this will suit. Janice, this will suit Janice. For me, that's actually one of two things. Well, it's only one thing actually, sorry. That perhaps suggests to me, it reveals that there may be a horrible side to my mother's character that I'm not aware of and I really don't want to see. A sex-crazed side, a manic, obsessive woman. But maybe that was in the family. What do you think? I don't know. Thank you very much. I've been Iain McDowell. Thank you very much.